Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, I've been getting this question for the longest. Ladies over 55, 55 and up, asking me, Tony, can you do a video about dating 55 and up? And, I really don't know why y'all ask this question because y'all already know it all and, want to argue with people who younger than you. So, really don't know why y'all asking that question, but I know I continue to see it because people will start to watch a video and not realize I've already done a video on this. So hopefully, you can kind of sit with this and realize. And this is what you have to understand. Now, I've been dealing with and coaching some men here recently, 55 and up, been paying more attention to that age group. Ironically, a lot of my clients are 50 and older. I would say it feels like at least 50% of my clients are 50 and over. So it does make sense that sometimes we can be older than a person or younger than a person, but they can have more insight in a certain area. So I may be older than somebody, but if this person does real estate investing and I'm just getting into it, that 25-year-old can teach me a whole lot, even though I'm far his senior. And so I get that with relationships. But this is what you have to realize is just because you hit 55 doesn't mean that a whole lot changes. Because that doesn't mean that it's now the Hunger Games. That doesn't mean that the rules of standards versus preferences change. Because what you have to realize is relationships, and especially what I teach and love, is rooted in principles. Principles, not, variables that kind of waver like or blow like a leaf in the wind. Love is based on principles. So principles do not change. So a lady the other day was telling me, she's like, Tony, I'm not waiting until marriage to sleep with somebody. And it's like, okay, that's your choice. So go right ahead. Go right ahead. Get you some more soul ties in the golden years of your life. Can't get pregnant, 55 and up, most likely, unless you just got a special kind of gene. But you can't get pregnant, but you sure could catch HIV. You sure could catch incurable STD. You definitely will still get a soul tie that you won't even have the wherewithal at 55 to deal with a soul tie as you could have dealt with it at 25 or 35. Because at 55, now you have less time left. See, if the life expectancy for you is 80 based on your family, if it's 80 or let's say it's 90, you got less time from 55 or 60 or 65 or 70 than if you were 25 or 35. So a soul tie is actually going to affect you more at that age. It's also going to affect you more at 55 and up because you're going to beat yourself up more because you're going to feel like I should know better. I should not be failing by elementary tricks that these men are pulling. So this is what you have to understand. At 55 years old, you need a man. If you 55 or up, you need a man your age or older. You need a man your age or older. Do not fall for it. I see it all the time. Women that's 55 and up dealing with a man that's 35, a man that's 40, a man that's 45. What you have to understand is men are visual creatures. Men are visual creatures. Do you look better at 55 than you looked at 35? 9 out of 10 times, no. Why? Because as you age, you may get a few more wrinkles. Your skin may start to, get weathered. Your skin starting to change. It's not as tight and as fresh and as vibrant as it was in your 30s or 40s. Now, it may be smooth, it may be healthy, but also it has changed. your body may change. Your metabolism slows down, so you might not feel like a whippersnapper like you were at 35, 45. If men are visual creatures, is a woman that's older or a woman that's younger going to look better to someone who is superficial, looking at it visually? That right there is common sense. Now, hopefully y'all could bear with me here, because sometimes talking about this stuff could be painful, just the realities of it, because I've dealt with women that's 55 and over that really truly believe this 35-year-old man is into her. No. Unfortunately, no. Okay? Because he is superficial. He is visual. So when he looked at you and then he looked at a 35-year-old woman, that's going to be a different look. Now, unless you got Hollywood on your side, like, when you see these women like Angela Bassett, and Lisa Ray and, Halle Berry, and they get into their 40s or 50s or 60 or what have you. Look at Oprah. She's a billionaire. But still, life happens to us all. Like, you still could see when someone is aging, regardless of their money. And so a man and then what do you notice all the time with men? Men date down. So when a man gets 50, he starts to look for 35, 40, 45-year-olds sometimes, if he's insecure, if he's not fulfilled. So the fact that you see men date younger, it's a whole lot that go into this that I can't say on the YouTube video. It'll be really over y'all head. I try to walk y'all through the mind of a man, but it's too scary. If being a woman, y'all say y'all want the truth, but I'll be honest with you, you can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. Trust me when I tell you. Okay? Just listen to me when I'm telling you this. So understand this. A younger man is not into you. Now, here are some reasons a younger man is into you when you're 55 and older. A younger man may be into you, one, because he wants that notch in his belt. He's immature, and he has been with several different type of women, and for every different type of woman, a man get another notch in his belt. So he wants that trophy. He wants that prize. Yes, slept with a woman that's 60, that's 65, 70. I have some clients, women clients that's in their 70s, and still young, still vibrant, still living their life. Guess what? A 35, 40, 45-year-old man will put her on her back, because what's here works the same. It's still gonna work the same. Okay? So he'll put you there. Now, here's what he's playing on. He's playing on your desperation. He's playing because you feeling desperate because you're getting older and you want somebody to grow older with. You want somebody to ride off in the sunset with. He's playing on your frustration because you're meeting men that's your age and they want a woman that's 10 years younger because they going through their crisis, their midlife crisis, 3/4 of life crisis. They going through their situation. So that could create some frustration. You'll be 55 and older as a woman, and you'll meet men that's 55 and older, and they still playing games like they 30. Still lost and confused. Still ignorant. Still immature. That causes frustration. And it's confusing you because you might bump into a man like myself who you listen to and gain some insight from, and you're like, hold on. How is this young man, 36 years old, telling me stuff and putting me on game, that I'm dealing with this guy that's 57, And he seemed like at 57, he don't understand half of what this young man at 36 understand. So that's confusing. It's frustrating. It may anger you. It's like, what in the world? So then you say to yourself, you say, well, if this 57-year-old man or this 67-year-old man don't get it, but this 36-year-old sound like he knows what he talking about and he want me, I'll be with him. So yeah, emotionally, hold on, I dropped my comb. I dropped my comb. It my beard comb. It just give me a little peace and consolation, help me think. So emotionally or conversationally, that 30-something, 40-something-year-old man may be able to talk with you, and he may like that because he may feel enlightened because you done been here longer than him. But physically, he's not going to, he may think you're beautiful. He may think you're pretty. You know, he may not have anything against the way you look, but it's just not going to register to him if he's being honest and he's genuine and he's a good man, because he understands. If he's 10 years younger than you, he understands that he wants somebody that he can grow all the way with, that he can grow older with. But if you're gonna check out of this realm and check to the Lord Hotel in the sky, to your mansion in the sky, you got to go meet your landlord, God, to get your keys to your mansion in the sky 10, 15 years before him. That's not enticing for him. So he wants somebody really that's going to live as long as him or outlive him. That's really what he's looking for, because he knows that a man cannot be without a woman 99% of the time. But a woman has shown over and over and over that she can live without a man. It ain't too many men that show you they can live without a woman. You probably could count on one hand, if two fingers, men that are completely single and abstinent. But you probably can count on hands, feet, teeth, fingers, everything, toes, toenails, how many women you know that are completely single. It's a difference. And so that's what you have to understand, that you gotta be in your age range when you're dating. And I spend a little extra time with that just to really try to soften it out for you, because I know some of y'all get your feelings hurt when you like, oh, I'm not attractive to a 35-year-old. It's not that. It ain't that. He might say, oh, you pretty, but not for me. Okay, so just understand that. All right. Now, the frustration you dealing with the men in your age group, rightfully so. It's rightfully so. Because what you bumping into the old school player. So he 55 plus, never been married, no kids. He just been juggling women, playing with women, playing his whole life. He old school player. He might own his business, he might make him some good money, but he just really ain't into marriage because he want to do his thing. He want to juggle to eat women. You bump into him. Then you bump into the man that he done been married 1, 2, or 3 times. I done heard 3 times in some sessions. And so he blaming women. He kind of low-key hate women. His marriages keep failing. It's really largely because of him, and he's stuck in his ways, and he immature, and he's unfaithful, but he doesn't want to admit that, so he blaming it on them. And now here you are, got to roll the dice, got to take a gamble on him. Then you have a man who he's recently divorced, but he was with the woman for 18 to 25 years. So he's almost kind of, shell shocked. He don't really want to get married anytime soon. But you may have been divorced for 5, 10 years or more, or never been married. So you actually ready to meet your life partner to get married so you can ride off into the sunset, but he wants to drag his feet. And he may need 10 years of single life, playing the field, dating around, before he's ready to even consider getting married again. Now, let me tell you, let's go back to the young guy. You dating the young guy, the guy that's younger than you, but really, I'm going to be honest with you, the reason why he wants you is because of your stability. He wants your Social Security check, your pension check, your retirement check, because you've lived long enough to where you done paid off student loans, you done paid off credit cards, your house is paid for because you got it when you were 30. It's a 30-year mortgage. You paid extra on your mortgage. You paid it off in 25 years or at 30 years. Your house is paid for. Your car is paid for. Or you got your little light car note, but you don't really have a whole lot of bills. So this younger man who may not be financially stable, may not be where he wants to be financially, he looks at you, he sees that, and he says, okay, if I get with her, all her children are grown if she has children. So they don't need her financially that much. So 55 and over, okay, boom. She can help invest in my gym that I want to open. Invest in my barbershop that I want open. Help me get me, I could put it on her, break her back, get her mind gone because she got this, she thinks she's still getting a groove back, and then boom, I got her. And then she'll buy me a car. You know, she'll help me get a car. She'll help me get a job. I have somewhere to stay because her house paid for. Or her apartment or her condo that she paying rent on, she got the money easy because she's still working. She might be doing something, might have started her own business, or she done got into some multi-level marketing company, or, you know, doing Mary Kay, something. She's selling something, Avon, Mary Kay, doing taxes now, doing credit repair, life coach. She into something, and she getting a retirement check or a Social Security check. I think which one you could claim at 62. She getting that check, Social Security check. So now he just see you got extra money. So he comes and plays on you, and he's not even attracted to you. Now, I know somebody will say, well, so you mean to tell me, as good as I look, because I look good for my age. Yes, I'm 65. Yes, I'm 55, but I look 45. I look 50. Okay. If that's what you want to tell yourself, you look your age. You look your age. That don't mean it look bad, but you look your age. You look good for your age, but you look your age. Okay, so I'm telling you what it is. You could get offended and argue with it, or you could listen and save yourself some trouble. Cause I'm coaching the 55 and up who done got duped by a man who they thought was serious. I'm seeing this every day, all day. So some people gonna say, oh, so you trying to tell me it's no way in the world that a 45-year-old man can be genuinely attracted to a 65-year-old woman, that a 50-year-old man could be genuinely attracted to a 65-year-old woman. Yeah, there's a way in the world. 1 out of a million. 1 out of a million. Yeah, he out there somewhere. But if that's what you waiting on, you're going to meet the Lord first. You're going to meet the Lord, and you're going to have to look down on him from heaven and say, oh, he did. Oh, there he goes. I was living over here and I ain't have this view. But now that I'm up here with you, Lord, I could see he over there. He lived on the other side of the country in that town right there that got 8 people in it. Oh my goodness. And he's working on his farm. Had I just drove from Indianapolis or Georgia or Florida or Texas over there to Wisconsin, I would have bumped into that man that's 15 years younger than me and genuinely like older women. That's not what you want to do. You want to trust the rule and stop trying to be the exception, because you don't have time to be the exception. You got to be very strict and diligent with your life, because you done came too far to lose all your money. You done came too far and beat all these STDs to end up 55 to catch, herpes at 55. You done came this far. Don't fall now, because you're getting desperate, because you're getting frustrated and you want to get on your bike. Because now genital transmission of these STDs is at an all-time high, because we live in such a promiscuous society. So trust and believe that a man that will sleep with a woman that is 10 or more years older than him, he's sleeping with everything. He's sleeping with everything. He's sleeping with everything. Because he just out there. So you putting yourself at risk of everything. And what these men will do, they'll break your back, have your head spinning, and they hit you with an amazing idea that because of the generation you came in, you might not fully understand the tech world inside and out. But this man will hit you with an idea. Boom. Ooh, that sound good. And I follow a young man on YouTube named Tony Gaskins, and he did MyMentor.life and TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. You know what? You remind me of him. I'm gonna invest in you, and there go your life saving, just like that. Just like that. There go your 401k drain. You hear me? So what you're gonna have to get to is you're gonna deal with you a man. You're gonna deal with you a man. And the reason why I'm spending so much time on that is because that's what I deal with the most on these coaching calls. Women 55 and up, or 50 and up. If you 50, this pretty much go for you too. I should say dating 50 and up. Then dealing with a younger man. And then the men that you get your age, they immature. And because you like, well, that's why you still single. Your butt is stupid. That's why you still single. You're so immature. And so you're dealing with an immature man. So what you're going to have to do is you have to increase your rate of exposure. So what I mean is, if you go to bingo on Friday or Wednesday or Tuesday, you need to be at Starbucks or the internet cafe on Saturday. So every Saturday, you need to be at Starbucks working on your book, working on your nonprofit, working on your business from 10 a.m. to 12. If come 12 o'clock, you hit you a caramel macchiato and you feeling good and you can stay to 2, you got your slot where you can plug your computer in, you all right, stand up, stretch, go to the bathroom, come on back out, spend that time right there. You out of the house. Go to the mall, walk around the mall for an hour. Then what you want to do is look in your city, small business association, Rotary Club. I don't know if the Rotary Club, is against whatever certain religion or anything like that, but I just had to speak at a couple of them. There's a lot of Christians in there and stuff. A lot of it's Muslims in there too. All religions, atheists in there too. Rotary Club, because guess what? That man who has been focused on business, he building his dentist practice, he building his doctor practice, medical doctor practice, he building his construction company, and relationships just have not worked out for him, but now he's successful. It's generating great money, hundreds of thousands or even millions. It got legs, it can run on its own, it can stand on its own, and he ready to finally settle down and focus and meet his wife. Guess what? He in the Chamber of Commerce club, that little group, he's in the Rotary Club. He has a membership to the gym, not the little cheap gym with all the little, South Beach bodies, at the expensive gym He at the expensive gym, and he goes 5 days a week. The man that's going to be serious and faithful and ready and focused. He goes 5 days a week to the gym. You need a gym membership. You need to be going 3 to 7 days a week. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. You need to get on meetup.com. Don't get on internet dating yet. You need to do a coaching session before you go to mymentor.life. Click on browse coaches or find a coach. You'll see me. Book your session before you get online dating. Get on meetup.com. Meetup.com is not a dating site. Meetup.com got different groups. Or your city may have another networking site in your city. Google that. Networking site near me. Or networking events near me. Meetup.com got different groups. They got a group for piano players, a group for entrepreneurs, a group for doctors, a group for lawyers, a group for authors, a group for podcasters, a group for life coaches. You see what I mean? So you get on meetup.com and you join the groups in your interest. They may meet up once a month. You might be in 3-4 groups. Guess what? Your husband gonna be in one of them groups. You at Starbucks or you at the gym 3 to 7 times a week. Your husband in the gym. You going to church. Your husband at church. He in one of these places. You gotta increase your rate of exposure. You can't just be sitting at home because you don't have to work or because you work from home. Or if you still go out and work, you can't just go to work and come home. You gotta have you a routine that you stick to, that you out and about. Every Friday night, you at a lounge. You get you one girlfriend and you go to a lounge. And you sit there and you listen to the live jazz, pat your little leg, and eat your little fried shrimp. And you allergic to shrimp, eat some asparagus and have your stank pea. But you sitting there and you out there. You might have your little girlfriend, and guess what? Your man, he in there too. He ain't at the rap one. He ain't at the rap lounge. He at the jazz lounge. So you just got to increase your rate. Increase your rate of visibility. Your last case scenario will be online dating. But listen, if you're going to do online dating, you need to hire a dating coach. You need to go on mymentor.life and hire a dating coach. I'll be here for you. If my rate is out of range, then it's other people that charge less than me. But you need a dating coach. And here's some rules now. Hopefully that if you of age, you over 50, you got a good attention span on you. Here's some rules. No sleeping together. No sleeping together. Because guess what? AIDS still out there. HIV still out there. Live and well. Kicking. No sleeping together. You honestly, today with the 19 out here, that man cough on you, you might go meet the Lord. Because your immune system has slowed down a little bit. Yes, I understand that you eat your little beets and your kale juice in the morning. I understand that you think you healthy. It don't matter. Your metabolism has slowed down. Your immune got a little bit weaker. That man cough on you with that 19 on his breath. You might go meet the Lord. So understand, your dating need to be social distancing. Especially right now, with this here situation going on. But more so than that, even when we come through this, guess what? You still need to date men from a distance. What I mean by that is, don't feel like just because you done rode a bicycle 1,000 times that you just could get on your bike. No, stay off your bike. Stay off your bike. Because guess what? The older that this man is, the more serious he should be. The more ready he should be. If he's not serious and ready, looking for a wife that he could ride off in the sunset, you will know that within the first 3 to 6 months. You will know that he will make that known. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I want to be married again. I don't know if I want to ever be married. I don't know. He will say that. And if his actions back that up with inconsistency, immaturity, get going. Get going. Listen. A man in general, whether he's 25, 55, 75, a man in general will tell you what he wants. He will tell you what he thinks. He will tell you where he's at. The reason being is because men lack the cognitive skills that women possess. So in a man's mind, when it comes to communication, it's A to B. A woman can go from A to G to Z to M and N O P and back to B. A man got to go from A to B. It's very few of us males that can go to make a point. I'm one of them, but that's a special gifting, and I exercise it every single day. The man you meet, he not doing an hour video every day on YouTube. So he may not be as articulate or able to communicate. He's going to say to you, and this is where you got to be listening to him and not listening to your fears, listening to your doubts, listening to your insecurity, listening to your frustration, listening to your worries, listening to your desperation. You got to be listening to him. He's going to say to you, I'm not sure about marriage because I've already been down that road and I just don't know if it's necessary. He's going to say that. Or he's going to say, I really don't believe in marriage because I feel like it's a construct of the government to trap us and trick us when you could just have love. He's going to say that. Or he's going to say, to be honest with you, at this stage of my life, I'm looking for my wife. Somebody that I can marry, do it the right way, get it right, and grow old with. He's going to say that. He's going to tell you, most likely within the first 30 days, where he is at in his life and in his mind and what he wants. When he says it, you have to listen. When he says it, you have to listen. Now, let me help you understand this. If you 50 or older, and definitely 55 or older, I was Googling last night because some of y'all say senior citizen is 65. It may be different depending on the states, but here in Florida, it say it's 55. It say that restaurants and business places of business start to offer their senior discounts to people who are 55 years or older. So in a lot of places, 55 is considered a senior citizen. That should not be a negative thing. You know, it's just like a senior in high school, senior in college. It just means that you in that fourth quarter of life. So, okay, the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, you a senior. That's all that means, all right? And whether that's 55 to 105 or 55 to 95 or 55 to 85, you in that fourth quarter, okay? Up under you might be 54 to 40, you know, might be third quarter, 39, you know, the 25, the 20 might be second quarter, you know, however it break down. So understand this right here. Men already are more immature than women. Women mature faster than men. So once you hit 50, you should never be dating a man younger than you. Never. The man need to be your age or older. And then I know your question is, well, what about the men that want younger women? That's just not your man. That's not your man. That man has issues, meaning confidence issues, insecurity issues. He want a woman he could raise. He want a daughter he could sleep with. He nasty. That's what he looking for. A mature man wants a woman that's his age, that's in his same generation. A mature man who is healthy and whole and healed, he will want a woman that's in his generation once he hit the age of 50. Now, if he met a younger woman before the age of 50, okay, that's something different. Once he hit the age of 50, he gonna want a woman that's in his generation. That, you know, 50, he's not going to want no younger woman. So if you 50, a 50-year-old man that's mature, he wants you. If you 55, a 55-year-old man that's mature, he wants you. So that's what you got to understand. Take the younger men out the picture. Now, if you happen to meet an exception to the rule, it's going to hit you across the head so hard that you will know it without a shadow of a doubt that this man is an exception to the rule. He 5 years younger than me. He 10 years younger than me. Whatever you saying to yourself, but he is clearly an exception to the rule. He's going to be consistent, and he's not going to need anything from you. So if you date younger, he cannot need you for anything. If he need help with a job, he's not the one. If he need help getting a car, he's not the one. If he needs somewhere to stay, he's not the one. If y'all date a year and he loses his job within that year, he already knew the end was coming, and that's why he got with you for stability. He's not the one. He will be established, he will be stable, and he will have everything he needs, and all he needs you for is love. That's it. That's it. And so from that point forward, now from your age and up, this is another thing. You don't, when you dating 50 and older, 55 and older, whatever I named this video, I don't know. You cannot be with a man that's more than 10 years older than you. And the reason being is because y'all, men life expectancy is shorter than a woman. And yes, men want a woman that's going to outlive him, but you don't want to be alone that long. You don't want to marry this man and then he leave 15 years before you leave. So you want a man that's within 10 years of your age. If he is 10 years older than you or younger, between your age and 10 years older, then he may be right at your maturity level. So if you're 55 and you get with a man that is 70, for one, at 70, unless he got a special kind of pill, things starting to slow down. Okay? 55, you still live and well. You live and kicking. You ready. You hit me, you ready to years. You like, come on here, Big Daddy. But if he's 70, things starting to slow down. Now he could be an exception to the rule. But and if you 55 and he's 60, okay, he still might be able to go. He might be able to get it on in. But then guess what? You gonna hit 70, he gonna be 75. So you might say, look, I ain't ready to slow down till I'm 80, till I'm 75. You know? So that's why you want to be as close to your range as possible, as close to your age as possible, so that y'all can experience life together at the same time. You don't want one person to be, you don't want to be in your summer and your husband in his winter. You see what I mean? You want to be able to, in the same age group, so that you can go through the seasons of life together. And what you're going to have to realize is, the older a man is, if he's mature, the faster he should be pulling the trigger. So what I mean by this is, when you 55 and older, this man will know by the 6-month mark if you're his wife. See, when you when a man is young, when a man 40 and under, it's going to take him a year. Some men take them up to 3 years. I tell women not to give a man more than 12 months to know if she's his wife or not. If you don't know by the 12-month mark, if this man is getting ready to engage, to ask you to marry him, go on about your business. But when you're 55 and older, he has seen life. He's been through life. He's had numerous girlfriends. Even if he's never been married, he may have been married a time or two. He's going to know by the 6-month mark. So guess what? You got enough time at that age to keep your legs closed for 6 months and then know if he is your husband or not, if you're trying to get on your back. Now, I still, even 55 and over, don't condone sex before marriage. Why? Because of STDs and because of soul ties. And if you of the Christian faith, also because of fornication, you blocking your blessings. You blocking your blessings if you in fornication. The little business you running or the business you trying to start, it's gonna fail if you Christian and you in fornication. Now, if you not Christian, I don't know who laws you dealing on. I don't know what system you on. That's between you and yours, okay? This is a Christian channel though, so that's between you and yours. But so outside of that faith, then I just still recommend keeping your legs closed for at least 6 months, so that you know what he's about. You get to talk to him, you get to spend time with him, you get to see where he's at, okay? And some women who are 55 and over had just flat out told me, Tony, I never want to be married again. If you don't want to be married again, but you want to be sleeping with a man, then I'm not talking to you. You're not in my demographic because I'm a Christian. So I believe in marriage, and I believe in saving yourself until marriage. Anything you do outside of that, that's on you, but I cannot condone it. I cannot preach that and teach that and tell you, hey, go do that. If you do that, that's on you. Deal with the repercussions that come. But listen, a man gets to know more and more as he grows, as he gets older. He gets wiser and wiser. He should. So if you meet a man 55 and older and he's still immature, you got to run as fast as you can. You got to run as fast as you can. What they're saying, say that a fool at 40 is a fool indeed. Come on now. You got to run as fast as you can if you meet a man that he 57 and still immature. He 50 and still immature. He 60 and still immature. You got to be gone. I'm telling you, listen to me. You got to be, whew, pull a hamstring. You gone so fast. You hear me? So guess what? If 30-year-old men know a woman is their wife, within 3 months, he can tell if this woman is wife material, and then he ready to propose by month 12. Between month 12 and 18, a 30-year-old man is ready to propose if he's serious and he's mature. Then a 55 and up man, he's going to know really quickly. He's going to know really quickly. Just think about anything in life. Anything in life. If you an accountant, once you've been doing accounting for 10 years, when you look at somebody's books, you can tell in your first sweep through them books if these books are a mess or if they're in order. If you English teacher, educated, got a degree, you understand grammar and punctuation, you could read one paragraph and tell if this book or this paper is well written. Anything you do, anything that you do, once you've been doing it for some time, you could real quick. So these men, he been sleeping around. If he 55, it's a possibility he been sleeping around for 40 years. If he lost his virginity at 15 like me, he been sleeping around for 40 years. If he 55, he has been dating around for 40 years. If he's 55, he knows his wife when he sees her. When he sit down and talk to you in them first 3 months, he's gonna know. So keep your legs closed so that you don't add another body to your list, and you don't add another soul tie to your spirit, and so that you avoid contracting any STDs at this age of your life if you done beat the system. If you happen to have contracted an STD already in your life and you living with it, then you don't need to add a second or a third. So the point still goes. Don't say, well, Tony, well, I already contracted something, in my 30s or 20s or 40s, so I might as well just sleep with them. No, it's still other ones out there, and you don't want to mix them. So keep your legs closed. Date this man, okay? Get to know him. And listen, now here's the thing. At this age, 55 and up, really 50 and up, this man need to have everything. He need to have everything, okay? Now understand, all right? It's not about the amount of money that he makes. He need to have a good job, a consistent job. Now listen, he may be a janitor at a high school, making $20,000 a year. But if he used to work in construction and he used to do all this other stuff, he got a savings, he got a 401k from his other work, his other job, he got a good savings he has, and he just working at this place just to pass time. He technically could be retired if he at the age of retirement. My dad retired at 50 and get a retirement check. Not as much as he would have got if he would have retired at 62 or 65, but he get a nice retirement check after working on the job for, I think, 17 years, working for the city. So, okay, here you have it. He needs to have everything. If his mama's still living, because he could be 55, his mama could be 75 or 73. Or his mama could be, he 55, his mama could be 70 if she had him at 15. You know, my niece, my sister had her at 16. So when she's 60, her mama gonna be 76. So if he 55 and his mama is 70, 75, 85, and he live in his mama house, you got to run. You have got to run. You have got to run. If you go meet mom and mom is walking, talking, she don't have Alzheimer's, she doesn't have dementia, and he's living with her, you have got to run. So my point here being is this man needs to be stable and established. He has had too long to get it together. If he needs you for a car, if he needs you for an apartment, for a house, for a loan, for somewhere to stay, if he needs you for anything other than love, you have got to run. Because that is a representation of his mindset and his character and his choices. So although he might not be in an industry that is lucrative and that makes a lot of money, if he's had that job and he's been consistent and he's been faithful and he's a man of character, the dollar amount he makes does not matter. Because he could get with you and you say, hey, you know, you've been a janitor for the last 20 years. What made you do this? And he said, well, you know, I was in high school and my parents needed some help. So I dropped out in the 10th grade. And I went and did what young men do, and I was in the streets. And I was making good money, but then I got caught. So I went to prison for 5 years. When I came out, I just had a GED that I got in prison. I didn't want to go back to the streets. So I just started working service jobs. After a while, I got tired of doing construction because it was too hot. So I work at this high school as a janitor. And I like it. You know, I clean up and I'm the best janitor in the country. And so you may say, you know what? You know what? When y'all get married, you see he got good character. He a man of God. He don't get drunk. He don't curse. He don't smoke. You know, he ain't into the nasty movies. He's a good man. But he's overlooked by so many women because he's 55 and he's a janitor. He's 60 and he's a janitor. So women turning their nose up at him. So you say, you know what? You a good man. You got what really matters. You saying this to yourself. He courting you. He bringing you a flower every Friday. He taking you out to eat. He's spending his little money. He got him a nice little small apartment. He got him a nice, pickup truck. And he living off some of his savings and money he done had. His kids are grown. Maybe he was married for 15 years and got a divorce. They grew apart. Maybe he cheated on them. But now he done healed. He done grown. He done changed. He ready to meet his wife, but don't nobody want him because of the amount of money he make. But see, this is what you have to understand. If he has character and he has ambition, he has a stable job, he done been on the job, He got all the drama and the mess out of his life. His children grown. If he's 55 or older, his children need to be grown. His children need to be grown, all right? If your children ain't grown, they need to be at least 15 years old. If they ain't 15, okay, you got a Rolling Stone on your hand, because ain't no way he shouldn't be making kids after 40 still, after 45. So you got a Rolling Stone on your hand, so be very careful if you're going to move forward. So here's the thing. You might say to this man, boom, we married. You may have been a lawyer. You may have been a six-figure earner in your business, the company you started. You may have made $50,000 or more every year of your life since you started working, since you got your degree. Your savings might be $100K. He doesn't know that. Your credit might be $750. He doesn't know that. All he know about you is that you okay. You ain't flaunting it. You ain't showing it off. You ain't bragging about how much money you got. He don't know what you got in the bank. But y'all get married and you say, you know what? Let's start a cleaning service to where Jack and Jill cleaning service. And let's put it in the classifieds. Let's get us a website. Let's go to this young man I know on YouTube named Tony Gaskin, learn how to do some internet marketing. And let's get the contract for all the banks in our city. Let's get all the banks. Let's get the corporate offices. Let's get the high schools. You already got your high school on lock. Get them. So instead of it just being janitors, we hire the janitors. The janitors come work for us, and we got the contract with Bank of America. We got the contract with Wells Fargo. You take your business knowledge working in HR, accounting, whatever you've been doing all your life, you put it with his. Boom. You turn his $20,000 a year into $200,000 a year. That's what a lot of women don't understand. How a woman actually is a catalyst. The man, he just need the character and the integrity and the ambition, but he may not have the mindset that you have. He may not think out of the box the way you think out of the box. So if you see he's going to love you right and treat you right, everything else could be worked on if he has character and ambition. Now, if he living off his mama, he still got a roommate, he's still borrowing money, no, take off running. But if he got stuff in order, whether he making $30,000 or whether he making $300,000, you could turn his $300,000 into $3 million with your mindset, with the peace that you bring to his life, with the focus, with the favor. Everything gonna go up. So listen, to my 50s and up, 55 and up, stay off your back. Don't think that just because you older, you could do what you want to do and you could get on your back. Because I'm going to tell you one thing I learned as a man is that women get easier the older they get. That a woman in her 20s will have you jumping through fiery hoops, and a woman in her 30s, 40s, 50s be on her bike before she could blink her eyes. She done sprained her bike, getting on her bike so fast. And that thing just really confused me as I was coming up as a young man. And I'm like, why am I 20 and I could get women that's 35, 40, 45 easier than I could get women that's 20? Why these older women so easy? And it really was because of their desperation, their loneliness, their frustration. They just want somebody to love them. Don't be that woman. You got class. You're okay. It's men in your age range that's out there. You got to increase your visibility, increase your rate of exposure, get into some clubs, get into some groups, get into some networking, get out of the house. If you got to go somewhere every day, if you got a different club, a different meeting every day, then fine, do it. You only got one life to live. Get out the house. Live. The more you out the house, the more people you're going to meet. The more men that you meet, the higher your chances are of meeting the love of your life and being able to ride off into the sunset. Use all the social media too. There's the men on there too, on Facebook, on Instagram. They on there too. They'll shoot you a DM. You might meet them through there. You don't have to do online dating. Get out the house and get on social media. You never know. when you gonna meet your man. Somebody asked me today, I need to start a dating service, a dating app for 55 and up. Hey, y'all want to put up the money? I set it up now. I get it built now. I'm gonna need about. I'm probably gonna need about 10 investors at 10,000 a piece. I get it set up. Okay, you get 10 people, 10,000. We'll build you. I'll build you a little 55 and up dating site, and then watch. It'll be 90 women on there and 10 men, and y'all 90 women fighting over 10 men. But if you get out the house, you get in your little groups, you out and about, you moving. Monday night, boom, bingo. Tuesday night, this your podcast group. Wednesday night, you at Bible study. Thursday night, you in your networking group. Friday night, you at the jazz lounge. Saturday, you at the internet cafe, and then you going to the mall. Sunday, you at church. After church, then you at the Olive Garden, Golden Corral, with your little bowling team. You see what I mean? Get out the house and get busy, and you're going to meet the love of your life. Stay off your back, and you give them 6 months max. 6 months, you don't feel absolutely strong, you don't feel absolutely good. I'm looking at my wife. She would give me a little smile. You don't feel absolutely good? Hey, baby, look at me one more time. I just want to look at you one more time. Sometimes white can't understand my accent. Hey, so this video done. Listen to it again. Everything I say, and I spent more time on certain areas, and the reason why I did that is because y'all finicky and y'all like to argue. In this age group, y'all like to argue. I ain't got time to be arguing with you. So listen to the video 2 or 3 times you need to. And yeah, I know you ain't gonna like what I said, because I told you that man 10 years younger than you don't really like you, and he just wants you for your stability. I know you ain't gonna like that, but that is the truth. I'm not here to lie to you. Now, if you meet a man that's 10 years younger than you and he got money, he's set up, he's straight, and he ain't trying to get you on your bike. He really courting you, dating you, and then he engaged to you. Bring me to meet him. Invite me to the wedding. I want to shake his hand, and I want to tell him, brother, you are an exception to the rule, and I want to interview him on this here channel so people could see. So women 55 and up can see, yes, you might get you a young, tall, dark, and handsome hunk of a man who wants you for you. But until then, play by the rules. Play by the rules to protect yourself and not get used. Hey, this is Tony Gaskin. God bless you. We'll talk soon.